Dungeons and Coffee presents Aha Tips.
Greetings! You're watching Dungeons and Coffee. A video ago, I made this dungeon grid board. It was a lot of fun. And I said I'd be back with some walls. We have indeed made some of those walls. I'm going to show you how I did them and ways you can actually alter them to fit your needs if they differ a little from my own. So, good morning.
Alright, think chocolate wafer bars. That's about the size we're going to do these. These are a 1/2 inch by a 1/2 inch. I'm going to use cheap foam and then some of the better foam. With the cheap foam, I'm going to use plaster. With the better foam, I'm just going to scratch the surface with toothpicks and pins. Show you a couple different ways you can do it. And these are going to be our dungeon walls. I'm going to use this cheap stuff. You can get this all-purpose plaster filler at Walmart for about $3-4 bucks. So here we go. We're just going to take some of that cheap filler, water it down really well so it's nice and thin. About like toothpaste, maybe a little thinner. Use your finger as a trowel. It's very easy. It goes on smooth and fast, and this stuff washes right off with water. You're going to put just enough layer. Now the weight of this when it dries makes the foam the perfect weight. It's not very heavy, and yet it's heavy enough to where it's not going to blow away when you set your books or your papers down or the wind blows across your game board. So here you get an idea. Well, it's still wet. We're going to scratch the lines in there with a toothpick. And do cobblestones, do bricks, do a few different varieties to see which one you like best, which whenever suits your purpose. When it dries, it's going to look a little something like this. This is one side. We're going to do all the sides. And we're going to base them in black. At least that's the colors I'm going to use. And here's our gray. Here's a brown. I'm going to use these one at a time. So we'll have 3 base colors on here, black, brown, and gray. And then from there, we'll pretty them up a little bit more. And right now they look like this. Again, think chocolate wafer bars. Alright, a little dry brushing here and there, some highlighting. And when they're done, at least the colors I use, they look a little something like this. And you can see different varieties. Here we've used on this side, you can tell where I've used a very dull point to scratch. And now here, where this stone looks weathered, on the non-smooth side right there, I covered that in glue. And then I scratched the lines. And I think that really looks good. I'm going to use that on some projects in the future. And here's just some irregularities here to show you the difference of different ways you can go about it. I always like to leave one side without the lines, so you can use that for a different sort of surface if you need it. So here we have, you can put them one down the line there, or you can do 2 side by side if you want to cover the entire inch for your dungeon. It gives you some options.
Still see my fingers.
Here's some miniatures to show scale. And you can see there's not a lot to it. Anybody can do this. You have to be a little patient with the drying time, but other than that, it's a piece of cake. Of course, you can make them look as fancy or as plain as you like.
Remember, keep your books off the table and keep reaching for the dice.